they want to work with Signified, absolutely. Is that a dumb? Would anyone think like that? And if they do, and if they want to push their own solution, would it be hard to do that?
Well, I mean, if the top decision maker, whether it's me or the CIO, of the company, came in and they were a big fanboy of Signified. Like, at the end of the day, I mean, if the CIO wants it, they're gonna get it, right? And it's not or the chief e-commerce digital officer, if they have a fan favorite there and they want to switch, they'll come up with a reason to switch. But outside of that, like, it's a once you've gone into one of these solutions in a more objective kind of bake-off, to even entertain going through that process and evaluating it, it's gonna be, I will be shocked if that's like at the top of the priority list for any chief digital officer or CIO when they come into a new organization. Oh yeah, we got to switch out we got to switch out Riskify because Signify could do much better. Like, it's not a top priority. It won't be top priority from a business standpoint. Like, you've already gotten the biggest bang for your buck by picking one of these guys. So I just can't imagine it being a top priority for that new C-level exec to rip and replace something else. Let alone if they have a procurement group who is supposed to be the referee, arbiter, objective, facilitator, they'll flag that immediately. They'll be like, "What? Why are we going through the brain damage of going through this again? We just went through this like a year ago, like, all because you're a big fan doesn't mean we should be going through this." So that would be another red flag.
Totally get it. Just two very quick numerical assessment questions. Could you rank satisfaction with the solution when you implemented it and when you were first using it, just 0 to 10, and also your likelihood to recommend it 0 to 10?
You're talking about Riskify specifically?
Yep.
I mean, there were, it was, 10 was the best. I mean, I don't think I'll give 10s to anybody, but they were like 9s. Like, they were great. They were great on the onboarding. They were great with support, and then they delivered on their promise. So we couldn't be happier.
And recommendation score 0 to 10?
Yeah, I'd recommend them in a heartbeat.
And your point of view is that, given 3 or 4 years from now, even if you were thinking of, I'll ask a different question. It was interesting to understand that Riskify's loss rate. So that they brought it down to 1%. So in other words, you kind of understand their margin profile. As you move forward, is that going to be something that you theoretically would use as a negotiation tool to say, hey, look, you guys are, making a lot of money on each of these transactions. Why don't we negotiate this down?
I mean, it's something that, I definitely thought about that. But, at the end, it's we know they need to make money too, right? Because we want them to be successful, because without them, we're out in the dark again, right? So, as long for us, again, the biggest win was going from plus 10% bad debt to 0.